Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Look at this check engine light. It was a long short, which turned out to be 11. And the 11 for the H22 was the IAT sensor, intake air temperature sensor, which is that black guy right down there. So we're below the traction bar, below the power steering line, below some other hoses, below the fuel rail line, below the brake line there that goes into the brake booster. And then we got the connector. Can I get my hands in there? Nope. Can I get it from the bottom? No. So in this shot here, we've already got the traction bar off. Upper strut bar, actually. My apologies. So we got to get that bar off in order to get down into that sensor to replace it. The sensor is 32 years old, so it's done its job for sure. But we can't get our hands around. Even on this side, you can see the strut bars in the way. We can't get our arms around to get down in there to even reach it. We did get the connector off, but we just can't get down to reach it to get a screwdriver on it or any type of fitting. So sped up the video. Let's run through what it takes to actually get to that sensor. And of course, this is a modified car, and just to show people, I guess, what it takes. So it's the H22 and a 93 Accord, so it's a tight squeeze already. It's the Skunk 2 intake plenum, which is larger and makes things difficult as well. And then, of course, we're bending the brake lines out of the way to make stuff fit. And then, of course, we just can't get down, can't get access. It's a good shot of the passenger side. Catch can comes in, connects to the firewall there. And driver's side is kind of a good shot as well. Power steering line. It's actually a 95 Accord power steering pump. I had a shop way back in the day help me and they used that pump. Not sure why. These are part of the strut bar that connects to the firewall. And there's a plate in back that you screw into the firewall and it stays there. And as long as you take out those two bolts, then that'll disconnect it from the firewall. Because to gain access otherwise, you got to take off the uh, plastic thing under the wipers there. Canard? Wiper canard? Can't quite remember what it's called. So once you get the bolts out, yeah, you think the bar should simply come off. No. It's tight fit. Such a tight fit that it will not simply slide on and off. And I like it that way. Other people have drilled out the holes. I don't agree with that. I like the tight fit. And I couldn't remember, it's been a while since I had it off. I couldn't remember what part of the car I need to jack up to lower the strut bolts slash twist the car a bit to get one side to come off. So we see we got the jack. I think we're going to try jacking it up right in the center. Not sure. We're just trying a little bit at a time here. We don't want those bolts to fall out, of course. Yeah. I mean, I think it's caught on just like a few threads of the upper strut bolt. And sometimes it wants to come off. Other times it hangs on for dear life. We're even trying to hammer it off here with a rubber hammer. Usually to get this on and off, I was dropping the whole suspension. So the shocks just drop down and the bolts come out while the bar is on. And then the bar easily comes off. But just the way it's angled, the way the strut bolts in come in on an angle, it's not easy to get on and off. So the trick here, I think I'll figure it out soon enough, is you got to jack up the passenger side only. It seems to have more room. I guess maybe it's longer on that side where it goes to the firewall. And you're able to get off. But what a challenge to get this thing on and off. Glad I have it though. They don't make them anymore. That's what I hear. Finally did get it off. You can see the strut is almost kind of coming out of the car there. That's perfectly fine, but you do have to be careful. And we got this view for much longer? I don't think we do. I was going to talk about some things you can see in the view there, but I think we're about to move on. So yeah, we need to get the old IAT out. Okay, let's move these hoses out of our way. We have a giant power steering line going down there behind the intake plenum. And what I didn't realize is when I did look at that power steering line, there's some rubbish on there where it's hitting against the back of the plenum, and we'll fix that later on. The line coming off the fuel line there is really rigid and has no movement, along with the brake lines down below too. So we're trying to use a small little Phillips. I think this does do the trick. Luckily, these were not stuck or stripped. Oh, we'd be in trouble. And lucky I did not strip them or break the head off. We'd have to take the intake plenum off if that happened, and I really don't like doing that. But lucky for us, we succeeded. You can see the power steering line where I had a small little rubber piece on it, just so where it was rubbing on the ground of the valve cover. And we're going to fix that part and the other part that's rubbing on the back of the blend later on with just a giant rubber hose. Yeah, there's one screw. Oh, there's the whole thing actually. Yeah. Did look gummy, a little weird, not new. I did test it. I can't remember what the ohm reading was. It seemed a bit low. I think the manual said 2,000, 4,000 ohms. Maybe 1,000 to 4,000. This was like 1,600. The other one, I think, tested close to that, a bit higher. Then, as a friend pointed out, it's probably failing under hot temperatures. So there's the other one back in. I think one screw, yeah. Let's work on the other screw. Don't over tighten these. Yeah, and I just wanted to say if this format works for everyone, this voiceover, I guess, that's all good. Recommendations are welcome. Don't mind doing face on the camera, but long drawn out repair videos, I'm not sure everyone is up for. But this is just to help everyone out, of course. So we're pretty much done here. We're just going to throw a hose over top of the hose, take all the abrasions, and that'll be the end. We did fix this issue. The check engine light went out. The symptoms went away. The symptoms were, of course, a little boggy check engine light, and but I caught it pretty quick on the way home and addressed it immediately. Thanks for watching, everyone. Cheers.